Reminder for everybody playing at home. G2, masters of the choke at one point.
Okay.
Looking to change that conversation here today as well on the T side, and this is where Inferno favors if you go by the stats, and this is somewhere they've definitely had their fair share. Nico's P250. Shush has found a little bit of information here. Start off with JKS over on the balcony in second mid. And it's 4 strong towards A for the Danes. A flash at the ready here to initiate this top banana play. Hunter to enable the sandbag swing. Now, will they follow through with the execute here? There's a lot of util. Yeah, 3 smokes, a couple of mollies, a flash. We've seen this one from G2 before. They do a very solid execute on towards the site here. And they even have 1 extra smoke for CT as long as nobody goes down.
And they're off into jabbi. Surely just going to play back. Oh, in the open. The easiest entry into the site they'll find all game.
I don't think they were ready for G2 to run a pistol round that they have, well, in the streak. I've seen this one before. I'm watching the demos back.
Nico's got the perfect weapon to take those USPs on at range, but why would he?
There's the re-smoke towards CT with the bomb already down. Let's call that 20 seconds before they're really able to challenge through that position in a 5-on-4 disadvantage without a kit.
They're not
like Heroic.
The boost. Time has passed. Shush and Stown starting to clamp down, but they would need some impossible headshots. Look at the time. Look at the time. TeSeS won. Hoopsie back. TeSeS executed now. Meets Nico. They ain't got the time for this. Just trying to make the G2 brow a little sweatier than it was prior. And
everyone's going to go down.
Shots. Everyone going down with the ship. It's cadiaN 4. And now put on the floor by the bomb. G2, start as they mean to go on.
Okay, well, what's possible there with those cadiaN kills? He could drop an M4 across to Stown right now, who can get it to some head armor, right? If we're going to immediately look at this play, immediately start seeing what Heroic can do next, that would be one option available to them here. But for G2, in the 5 pistol rounds played so far, they've won 4 of them. 2 in map number 1, split pistols on Mirage, and now kicking off Inferno here with the pistol round yet again. cadiaN, well, he's going to make the option, hey, I can get the AWP out in the next round to play. Wouldn't have been possible otherwise. Loss bonus going into the next is going to be that chunky 2400 mark. And no flash to enable this. Heavy through second mid. Need to be careful if they want to brave this. Hooksy, that's an AK, my friend.
Oh, and it's fallen into enemy hands. G2 exasperated after that one. Trying to save the day is Nico. JKS overwhelmed, overcome. And just as it looked like G2 were on the regular schedule programming, Heroic on the eco. Now they have to count on Nico.
You don't get anything that's closer to a full eco in modern day Counter-Strike than that. Braving that top mid smoke with an AK in your hand. TeSeS will gladly scoop that up. 2 to his name so far. Shush as well with the frag in the feed. And Nico with a minute on the clock here to find the final 2.
Shush times it to perfection. That might be a timeout. That's a tut of the tongue. Just as the game gets going, the mental game is tested.
Yeah, and this is one of the questions here. Sure, they're up 2-0. Sure, everything's been going great. You've seen the smiles on the faces after Nuke, as well as Mirage. Very happy with themselves, G2. They can't be too content with this one here.
An utter catastrophe.
Yeah, that right there is one chance to allow Heroic to get back into this game. It's a late force buy out of spawn. It's cobbled together. JKS the last to buy here. Util not maxed out. Hunter could have bought something. Monacy as well. Yeah, you can see that has definitely shaken them here, and cadiaN wants to keep stirring the pot with that
here it
wooden
comes.
spoon.
Salt in the wound, perhaps. It's down through the smoke. He's a master of that. And now JKS is going to immediately lose all he brought into this one. cadiaN behind enemy lines, faking steps and playing wicked games as Hunter. Oof! A good frag and a weapon found.
Still seems hard to see this one go wrong here for Heroic. Have the number advantage, the weapon advantage, low HP on Hunter. Nico, well, has 2 to deal with here.
Nico's Deagle, notorious, and yeah, stabilizes. Gets the first of them. TeSeS hungry for that trade, and okay. Nico gets a chance before TeSeS will spray them both down.
I think they're fortunate they had somewhat of a challenge here. Monacy next up to the plate, hits a bullet, but that's going to be about it. I think they're fortunate they got a couple kills there, because if that was a whitewash, if they were just completely blown out, that would simmer in real quick. Because G2, they didn't think about that call. It was late out of spawn. There was no plan. It was, oh, we lost the round. Let's force Bane and hope that we can fight back. And that right there is not the way they hope to go on here. So not the most convincing scenes. And this is a team, an organization that's been in the grand final here twice. haven't even won a map until this stage. This is the first time they've won maps at all in the Katowice Grand Final stage. Sure, 2020 wasn't with a roster that looked like this. Just Hunter remaining from that team. And look, into the blender we go.
Yeah, Farm is open for business on Banana. Oh, jabbi will meet his fate. And now just Nico on a scrap of health to be hunted down. And Heroic, a speedy acquisition of a third. Still able to find a couple of those picks, but it is time, and it all hinges on when the guns are out. After that little bit of a red face to start.
Yeah, given a big buffer here.
Shouting out their favorite member of Heroic, the crowd still.
Yeah, it's crazy there's so many Shush fans in the house, isn't it?
It's just we've been pronouncing it wrong.
I didn't realize that's how you said shush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining it to us, everybody. All right, all right. Well, that's one way to get them to make some noise. Let's see if G2 can kick up a bit of a ruckus here. Round number 5, it's happened very quick. Default start, default stance as cadiaN's AWP rings out. Standard banana control utility, Mount mollied, followed through with that nade to try and catch anybody slipping. But jabbi loves to take a fight here, and TeSeS will try and set him up.
Yeah, seems like HooXi and Nico are going to be happy to oblige. Oh, back to turn, immediate response. Nico plays anti-flash immediately, and now look at the pressure onto this B site. What is TeSeS to do? Calls for cadiaN. Support is there. The spray is too. TeSeS trying to reposition. Hunter looking for answers. Into the site is TeSeS. Tested. And he's good for it. Still alive. Somehow, some way, Heroic take everything away. It's only JKS. The only Australian Katowice champion. Trying to make magic happen. Cold as ice, plenty of time. Shush panicking, and back it's turned. Set up, knocked down. TeSeS gets big points for that one.
You have to give credit to TeSeS there. That follow-up kill onto Hunter, right? He goes down, the site's almost overrun. So great stuff from TeSeS. We know he didn't have the best of showings over there on Mirage. He was definitely pressed. And the crowd impressed with that one. But the pace from G2 here, it's just been very quick. And they get that trade, they immediately swell into the site, playing heads-up Counter-Strike against a team like Heroic. You might have them on the ropes, but maybe this is a rope-a-dope.
Shush. Balls on his lad to go for such an aggressive move against the lighter buy. And they all run on down. Hunter with just that Tech 9. And not allowing any fun as they all just put the pedal to the metal. JKS is trying to get out of dodge.
Faster than furious
now,
here.
yeah. They did drift into that one for sure.
This is wild, just happy to go for the jugular, a Heroic.
11 up for TeSeS.
Someone stop the clock. This is happening real quick right now. Timeout for G2, you feel it might have to be essential here. Because these are the type of games where you blink and you miss it. You're on the precipice. You're right there. And you let it slip. Remember, this is 9 on the trot for G2 on this very map. But Heroic, they have been showing more than solid form. They're a formidable foe, and this was one of the key maps in this matchup. Coming up next, Ancient and Vertigo. That's when things start to get murky.
Yeah, nothing is given in the grand finals. It must be taken.
Three B lane here. cadiaN's AWP present. Right now over towards A. It will just be Shush and Stam, but we know how good the Danes are at cadiaN ahead here on those rotations. Read this one quite well.
He's playing this angle for the jiggle. Monacy has the reactions for that, does the Dane. Oh, goes wide, HooXi, a massive frag. Caught back by jabbi.
Pulling out his nade there. Trade comes in immediately. HooXi, the classic in-game leader trope there, and double smokes. That's a waste of resources here. Yeah. That will be called out.
Gives them a leg up now. They have 2 of their own left for the exec.
The TeSeS has been great here. Slowed them down with the bottle of flames. The rotation coming here. As I mentioned, Heroic fantastic at reading this.
G2 have to get through TeSeS, and he's not alone. It's jabbi this time with a perfect flash to push! And 3 bodies of G2 hit the deck in simultaneous fashion. TeSeS is not done. It's down to push through the smoke, and Heroic, they're going to bring this fight to G2.
Oof, this is looking tidy.
They are looking centered right now. They are looking balanced. The maps of the
it's a best of three now.
It is a best of three.
It's a best of three right now for Heroic.
They have to win all of the maps to come.
Finally, you hear the sounds of that timeout here. And you can just see the multiple prongs there. Set up with the flash, stepping out from CT, playing from coffin, so many angles. And well, don't even talk about the white screen. U2 has been on point early here for Heroic. And you've already burnt through 7 rounds of play here if you're G2. You need to start whirring back into action, but you're more than likely to give away a 7th here with the type of buy that we've seen smattering across the scoreboard off the back of this.
I think that second round has set the tone for Inferno.
Hasn't it? Pistol with nothing behind it. And a round that they didn't need to give up because HooXi wanted to take a gamble, wanted to take a risk with that AK-47 in hand.
Yeah, you know you've made a mistake when your enemy is surprised they won the round.
You have to note here, m0NESY yet to get off the starting gates, and Hunter as well, who's had a fantastic final thus far. How long can you keep them down? That's the question.
It's down. More than happy to take these fights. Look at this on every front. A boost up and spotted. A lot of bodies towards that chicken pit. Variation of the double up setup. Covering either access point. m0NESY considering an adventure there. jabbi actually elevates over the smoke. It's got vision. He has lethality.
That's all they were looking for there, G2. They want to execute A. You can see where the bomb is right now on the back of m0NESY. You can see the util they have available. They want to do a classic A pop here. You might see a arch smoke, library smoke in play, and then going to try and push down on this AWP.
cadiaN and Sjuush have got every nade they could desire.
This needs to come in quick, though. The longer G2 wait, the rotation will be back.
cadiaN hesitant, surely the response, and that was the punish he goes for. Nico warded off by the flames. cadiaN needs to get his util out soon.
Hold up, the banana push is coming in. Very loud.
It's very loud about this. Hunter, oh, immediate punish. Not them both. Heroic with a bit of an unforced error.
This one's still on. G2 don't know where to end just yet.
Hunter's trying to sell it. He's trying to see what he can get, and nothing behind it, jabbi says. cadiaN, though, on the clear. Unprepared. Traded by Sjuush.
There's nothing back. It's 1v1s.
All across the map. Can Sjuush hold his nerve? Oh, and JKS. He bests him. And that's jabbi down. G2 steal a round back. Fighting fire with fire. The loud steps of TeSeS. Hunter had to have the mechanical ability, but he does close both. And they had no way in. It's given to them by Heroic here, and it's taken in the end by force.
Happy to take the freebies, both of these teams so far. That double push, it was just in response to that A pressure there. HooXi deals with jabbi. That head-to-head's going to be a fun one to look at considering the history of those ex-teammates. But that's something for G2 to cook with now. Oof. They're coming fast.
What is that? cadiaN has no idea. He heard some steps, tucks himself in. Down, delivers. Sjuush as well. The crossfire impossible to break.
Crazy calls out of G2 here. Similar system as what they tried to run there on that second round of play. It was through second mid that time round, but this just straight barreling up the guts, hoping that Heroic were going to play heavy B. And these are coin tosses, right? You're trying to read, you're trying to play ahead of Heroic here. They were 3 strong.
And cadiaN immediately, just you can see him turn tail and scream for support. And Sjuush and Stown deliver.
These are the type of rounds for G2 where they pull off a miracle here, but this is going to be so difficult. A minute on the clock and another nade down the gullet. There's JKS and Nico to find now, and well, this is a standard fixture here of Nico's banana play. Just walk up, shoulders back, take the fight. JKS is the one who's been called back to pick up this bomb. We've got a smoke, a flash, and a HE to work with here. And happy to play 2-2 are the Danes. That's not going to do anything here. This setup is fantastic for that. They're not playing side-side, so they're not scared about this. The front side smoke means nothing, and I think they want to flash them for information. Here it is. Nobody home. And it's looking like with 25 seconds left on the clock, G2 are just going to save. So 7 now for Heroic.
Stewing in their juices of that opening. I mean, we talk about it, you know, you need your whole team to trust the call. Even a bad call with good follow-through and trust can work, but this one, flat as a pancake.
I wonder if that comes because some of the gun rounds they've run so far haven't been able to net them anything positive here.
Sure.
So you think about the 2 rounds they've been able to win. They were handed a gift, Hunter with that double on the Tech-9 and the pistol round. And outside of that, it's been extremely rough around the edges, but I feel this is the same way the Mirage conversation kicked off. And we were talking about the Counter-Strike maybe not being the best for G2 until the dying stages, where they've really started to come online and close it out to get themselves up to this 2-0 lead here. You can see it top right of your screen. 16-12, 16-13 respectively. We do have a close series, right? This isn't a blowout. This is not a blowout at all.
Yeah, make no mistake, every map competitive. In fact, Inferno, at the moment, the least. It's heroic. Wrestle for control and wrestle to extend this series. They want to see Ancient. The desk has highlighted the significance of that. Oh, chip damage inflicted. jabbi in limbo, aggressive. Turns the flash and it's Nico. Oh, it's Nico, all right. Headshot, left, right, good night.
He can hear this. Hunter can hear this again. The master of the flank.
TeSeS though, this is his bomb site. One mistake. It's not happening this time. Locking him down. Sjuush needs this one. He's going to get pushed from both sides, and with his nade out, m0NESY collects. Looking to vacate.
The race is on here. TeSeS is trying to get over in time. He might be able to make it into library. They're going to run up here through the short side. This is going to be a big issue. TeSeS can mow him down.
Goes for the flash in the fight. m0NESY. Oh! Executed! Can TeSeS really close? It's all him versus Hunter. He's got the time, he's got the kit. Hunter to give G2 a leg up in closing this gap. He takes the fight. Proactivity, the name of this game. It was Nico and Hunter with their powers combined that make that third round a reality.
That round could have gone real wrong. Hunter almost telling his teammates down the river there, allowing both of them to push up Banana, and this was great from TeSeS. It was almost, oh yes, yes, yes from TeSeS, but Hunter says no. Secures it, gets the AWP, sure, but again, these rounds are so close, and the BM, make sure you take that parting gift with you into the next round of play. But Heroic, they know they have this lead. 4 rounds still to the advantage right here.
Both of these teams keeping it interesting. That signature 3-man lean, aggressive to vie for top banana control. m0NESY begging someone to overstep. m0NESY's gotten off that goose egg. 4 over here. With very little information towards top middle. jabbi being about to be run on. Nico wide. Oh, and jabbi gets them both. A 1 for 2. Buy one, get one free. jabbi happy with that. Oh. Ouch. That leaves a mark through the half wall.
Oh, there's space now, but G2 have to move. In the site, you have to deal with one of the masters of the craft at Sjuush, and look at this, taking space like they own it.
No Hunter this time. He's actually trying to get them into the site. TeSeS burrowed in as well to provide support. It's m0NESY on the flank. He catches them.
They can still back off here. That smoke going to breed discomfort.
Yeah, it's going to get the feet planted for sure.
Oh, the ambiguity, breeding the anxiety. Is that rotation point back towards B from cadiaN? You can feel him cheating off now. The number advantage for G2 to fight this site.
They've manufactured this. This is their advantage. Now they just need to seize it. 20 seconds. It will be the balcony fight first. JKS from the lower deck, sweeping through the angles together off the flash. It's perfect. TeSeS still like a statue. But they don't know. Did they not see? JKS will clear. Does its due diligence, and it's JKS.
I don't know if they have time. I don't know if they have time. I don't think they can plan. I don't think there's time. Oh, no!
What is that? Just through survival. cadiaN disconnected. But it was the survival of TeSeS, the presence of mind just to hide in the sight. The flash perfect, but they were so focused on that other Sjuush frag. He gets away with it.
And because it was Sjuush as well, right? It's just that hard clear. You're worried about the site anchor. That one's going to sting. They didn't want to plant default. They didn't want to plant default in that situation. This is the hard clear. He may have been 4x3'd here. You see him come into the site. He definitely saw TeSeS on the way in. It could have been a 4-by-3 situation, and by the time he picks up the bomb,
oh, it's curtain.
It's all over.
Oh man, that's gonna sour the mood further. Yes, indeed, TeSeS likes the way that one feels. A smirk creeps onto cadiaN's face. As they're now 8 up to the meager 3 of G2.
None of these rounds for G2 in consecutive fashion. It should have been a better rounds to start the game. At least an opportunity to vie for the pistol with the conversions. It was heroic with an eco in round number 2. Just a pesky P250 with some saves. Kevlar on Stown.
And you haven't forgotten about it. Safe assumption, neither have G2. Another one. That's a hard round to stomach. And now we go into another NiKo show. Will he be able to make the party happen? There are 2 AKs in play.
This is a big round right here. If G2 don't get the plant, they will have to be on the save. Heroic. They had to cobble this one together. 2 MP9s in play. G2 win this, they can get themselves back in the half. If they don't, double digits for Heroic, very likely here.
TeSeS with his lineup.
Could be the variation here that will give him a one-way to work with. Yeah. There's a new lineup in play where he can take a fight between that smoke and triple, but right now he is the only player on the site. The rotation again, trying to gamble ahead of this Heroic. TeSeS, another test.
A massive one at that.
This is the one way.
NiKo's already gotten through. He does have an advantage on that side of the smoke, but no one from G2's coming. He thinks it may be smoke and mirrors, but one slipped the net. He doesn't know. And JKS has caught Shush elsewhere towards the boiler room, but that smoke implied TeSeS back sight, and now NiKo has the element of surprise. They can go back. Wait. Let Kovac work. It's magic. Side of the head. TeSeS loses his marbles. As NiKo with a single frag to determine the round. TeSeS no idea about that one.
Yeah, jabbi floated with the idea in a run boost with no smoke to get that one across. JKS has the remaining here, and he's still covering off on this lurk position. So he did his job in this round of play there, but NiKo inspired stuff there. And we've seen that risk taken a lot here in Katowice. A lot of teams subverting the expectation, understanding the double site setup. And as soon as you hear that smoke, underarm back of sight, that's a wall. It's almost a brick wall. It's hard to get through. TeSeS had the tricks up his sleeve. He's definitely been watching the Not Out Here videos.
Yes, the counter though, you see NiKo, he was so aware that with one frag he could kind of shepherd his team into the site.
This save is essential here for Heroic. Loss bonus, bottom of the barrel. I think we can get themselves the min-loss bonus into that next round of play here. Will JKS try and spearhead this and take out another rifle? Not looking likely. They'll stay alive with all 5. Heroic, though, holding on to 3 means they can have another threatening round of play. Again, G2 will post a single, and for the last 5, we have gone back and forth with nobody posting consecutive. This was the one way here from TeSeS, and you can see he caught a little bit of information on the cross, but this you got to squint, you got to get your face awfully close to the screen, and this is the JKS lurk coming out of the boiler position. He didn't even need to come out. Shush bounding in and bounding out of the round here. Heroic will call their first timeout. That's how well things have been going for them so far on Inferno. Because of the loss bonus, we all know what that means. They have to buy, right? They have to get these purchases in behind the saved weapons. And they've already done a whole lot more with a whole lot less. Heroic are making G2 work if they want to get this one done in 3. Nothing comes easy in a grand final, and no one's going to give up until that final round.
I think the longer that this series goes, as will Heroic's confidence, it will grow. Higgledy-piggledy by m0NESY on his signature weapon. Gonna be looking for a way in. Aggressively flirting with that long fight. Orp heard they cower towards the boiler. Will JKS be ready for this? So many bodies. A good pre-aim. The round hangs in the balance of these next moves. m0NESY and JKS.
Moments from disaster.
Yeah. That's scary! How does he hit that? Okay, m0NESY!
Oh,
okay! G2! Looking to remain undefeated, undaunted. m0NESY hits 2 ridiculous shots on the sniper rifle.
He just doubled his frags right there. He almost got the collat on that. That was disaster.
It's the opposite of what's supposed to work. The AWP.
was the
up close.
perfect trap setup. 2 boiler, 1 close halls.
A CZ is the perfect weapon for that kind of fight.
What on earth?
The collateral quick scope.
They're hunting this.
Taking it all away. Nothing TeSeS can do. Pepper's Hunter on the pistol. Now just jabbi holding on to what he can. For as long as he can. And a clean one. And the hands of m0NESY. He will get an extra firm fist bump for that. That 8. It's going to be static for a while for Heroic.
I don't know how they manufacture these miracles right here. Like some of the rounds that G2 have won, insane.
Outrageous.
Like insane. He should be pinned to the wall. His head should be in the dirt. And he's happy about that one right there, the kid. Oh. Well, we've seen G2 lose a round like this. Surely not again. Surely not again to these USPs. A 5-man B stack out of Heroic. And you can see the issue that they fell to earlier was this deep mid-smoke. Check the top left-hand side of your screen, in the middle of the map. That is what HooXi ran through and gave away the AK all so long ago. They're not going to brave it this time round, but if they brave B, they're going to have to deal with a tank here. Oof. A moment later, that one really would have hurt.
NiKo confirms a whole lot coming our way, and it's a shooting gallery for HooXi. 4 kills for the Giga Chad. Crowd likes that, but it's even better for G2. Just accelerates them up to a single round, potentially separating these 2 teams at the half if they can finish strong. A recovered half from G2.
I still feel like they're in damage control here, like Heroic. In both Mirage and Inferno and Patches have just looked like the much better team in their approaches here. It's been a couple of slip-ups or a couple of stolen moments from G2. And he'd be happy with that. They're the easiest kills he's going to get all game. But can they keep themselves inseparable at the half? Faster than they.
Oh my god, he's feeling himself now. Not far off the mark. Takes off an early shot. Postures mid. Nades up B, chipping away at this defense. You can see NiKo's intentions. He's given the flash to the AWP, expecting to get some info on the half wall. TeSeS and jabbi. Are they ready? Through the smoke. jabbi stands strong. Opening for Heroic. HooXi still walking away with a scrap of health. m0NESY to hold the B side. As you can see, progress is being made elsewhere.
They're just going to whittle them down here, Heroic again. Doing what they do so well, playing ahead of these maneuvers coming out from G2.
Ooh, JKS spots out cadiaN, reveals himself. Adaptation now of the defense as they look to take back middle. HooXi, oh. They know. Hunter though! Oh no! Distracted, and he pantses them both! Needs Shush to be a hero. So many bodies, so much damage, look at the health! How do they get into this site? Helpless now, the remaining 2. A stunning half from TeSeS, but this is an order too much. No kit, no hope, 1 onto HooXi. But it's JKS to finish. Only the 1. 1 single round separates them at the half. A strong start, but an even stronger response. G2 can still finish in 3.
Tweeday with me, and I found him inside the crowd. And yeah, you're a bit 4x3 stretch, you said. What are you up to down here, mate?
I got invited by FaceIt doing some FPL stuff with them, so.
Now, I know you've been playing some FaceIt with some of these guys, so m0NESY, NiKo, you played some games with them?
I actually did. I had a live game with NiKo, and surprisingly, m0NESY actually did some flashbangs for me.
Okay, any stories?
Not necessarily.
Just nice fun games, and you weren't fully carried.
Yeah, like in that Nico game, I think we won like 16-1 or something. He just banged everything. So, I mean, and when you play with Monacy, you see it on the stage right now. So now imagine him on the puck. He just runs over people.
Oh yes, destroys everyone. We've seen it on his streams. Now, in this game, we could be looking at a G2 getting a 3-0. Do you think that's possible?
I think historically nobody came back from that, right? G2 is known for choking, but not in the last time, so nah. G2 is just going to run over it. And
I like it, mate. Thank you very much. We'll catch up with you later on. We love the atmosphere inside the Spodek, and over here we've got Hunter and Nico's family, friends, a full cheering party with their own G2 chant going on here as they want to see their family members lift that trophy. Spodek, we are potentially at the last half. Are you guys ready? No, Spodek, let me hear you. Are you ready? Let's get it on.
The family all gathered. It's been a long story for those two, the Kovac cousins. We talk about them. There's pictures of them at the LAN cafes. First getting into 1.6, and look how far they've come. Now, a single half of Counter-Strike could be separating them from the glory of being a Katowice champion, name written on the stairs that every player to follow will climb. Heroic to try and force us into a fourth. G2 on the defensive side of things. And jabbi investigating and calling a lot of it quiet in the apartments.
An awful lot of space here, but no flash available for a heroic waterfall out of the apartment's position. So looks to take the fight here. Smoke at the ready, and wasn't deployed. So restraint here from Hunter.
He's got a better idea for it. They concede top middle info and still stay stubborn on their setup. Hoping Heroic overthink this. cadiaN will throw the smoke through. JKS confirms nothing apps.
It's long presence here. They might want to split B.
No, and the contact from Stown is going to keep these boots on the ground. Stown coming through.
He's overextended.
Trying to wrap through. Oh! Hooksy, good onto Shush. Monacy as well. Locking down the site. They can't leave.
Smoked off.
Nowhere to go. The smoke is perfect.
Back to A.
Just like a pendulum. Swinging back and forth, but everywhere they go, they lose a man. Hunter hidden in the site. cadiaN none the wiser. It's JKS looking to find the launch pad for that 8th round early.
They're not clearing. They're not clearing.
They expect it's open, and Hunter connects onto TeSeS. Pandemonium amongst the ranks. They don't have the time. They don't have the hope. And it's G2 to take the pistol.
5 out of 6 right now in the series so far. That's one way to get yourself a 3-0 here in the Spodek. Can they convert? Questions echo from that first half of play.
They call pistols a coin toss, 5 out of 6. And some crazy statistics of G2's pistols.
A smoke really just sealed the deal here, didn't it? Hunter can't believe he didn't connect on that first one, but they punt this one in, and Heroic, well, they want to try and go back-to-back in the second round breaks. Tech-9s are plenty, a Deagle in the mix, some util as well. Deep mid-smoke here from m0NESY. He loves this play, doesn't he? Cheeky from the kid. Nobody watching the apartments right now here for G2. Just gonna have Hunter in the boiler, JKS trying to get the circle jumps if they do come on out, and they can slink past here. They don't have to fight boiler, so there's a big gap to work with. If they get pit and site control, this round's on.
It's up to JKS, passes his first test. Pit open though, and he's gonna be vulnerable to that. Smoke will block his view. 3 CTs here, trying to find an angle. There is a gap to work with. Tagged up now, it's Hunter from behind. Should have this one, dead to right, Stoundcore off. 5 alive for G2, and more bodies met by Hunter. Only TeSeS, now m0NESY should have this one. Run on down, sprayed on down, and G2 passed this test too.
That's a very creative way to deal with a holes pop. Allow them to take pick control, have JKS in a position where he's not going to flash, be strong on mid, and if they go through apps without clearing boiler, Hunter's already there. So this is great work from G2. That's a very common approach in the second round of play, and they're able to deal with this, but the bomb does go down. You see this here, there's no way that Stound is ready for this, and Hunter even made a step. We know this stage is going to help guys some of those.
And JKS's presence on short means you're not going to be going for that default plant. Hunter comes into pit, and happy with that one.
Yeah, they've definitely done their homework here today.
A good call out of the gates. How long will this silence be for the Heroic ranks?
Meat cleavers at the plenty here. m0NESY goes for this play again. I think everybody's quite wise to his tricks here. Just have to tune into his stream to see him fine-tuning some of these little moves. Well-timed nade. Decent damage.
JKS can call for the flash at his own discretion.
This is pretty common now from G2. Surely they're ready. Yep.
Whoa, very ready.
They run that an awful lot here. That's an M4.
And he's gotten away with it. Hunter not going to go crazy on that hunt for the rebuttal. Katie made a step. Hunter heard action on B as well. It's Nico, Hoogsy, side by side. Oh, an info safely found. Stound. Can he get away? Nico denies.
Taking space on A.
Seeing what m0NESY could do on that foul map. Oh, TeSeS beheads him. And Hunter spotted out as well. This is threatening now from Heroic. Looking to recover. Trade provided. Jabbi, a big one. And they know the last 2 will be spotted by Stound early in the round. A re-smoked at 20 seconds on the bomb.
Oh, and only just.
Ticking away.
5 here. I don't think they're getting this one back.
TeSeS hitting the scorcher there.
cadiaN as well.
Yeah.
That play, that flash in, pop for Hall's presence, shush forward, time, a question. Considering it now in the open. If he accelerates, he's got a kit.
Jabbi should have this. No time now. Hoogsy running around, played with his food. It's perfect from Jabbi. Confirms the round. Does go down. As does Hoogsy.
That one is going to sting. Another one of these type of rounds. These rounds that should be G2s just against a lighter investment there. The second round of play was much more brutal, much more promising than that one, but a couple of zingers of the Deagle shots there and ready for the tendencies of G2. This is it, cadiaN standing out of the way of the flash. This one comes through, not blind at all, right? They've just gone and watched the demos. Hey, what do they do against the low buy rounds? This is exactly it, and smash! Straight in the head right there, ring around the rosy. And G2 back down to pistols here, so Heroic. A real conversation to take us to the 4th. Give us some more of this action today. It's not going to be the force out of G2. Even with the lost bonus, 1900 into the next tier, they think they can put together a buy into that next round of play. Now, some big conversations will have to be had. There will be some omissions. There'll be light on. Like Hoogsy has 4.5, so we can drop m0NESY the AWP. Sure, we can start having that chit chat, and they think the exact same here. But if it is a B hit from Heroic, it will be into this stack.
See how diligent they are, or if they just go in blind. Sniffing around is cadiaN. Nico fires off a shot, Coffin's the call. Smoke, good for it, top of the head. HooXi now dead, well adjusted, m0NESY beneath him. Trying to get away, trying to get out of dodge, and does manage to evade the spray. cadiaN thinks better of committing.
Yeah, they know there's 3 more there. The boost, the player burning over towards oranges, and of course Nico towards Coffin. So now it's just going to be on JKS with this 5-7, and he should be bowled over here. There's nothing he can do about this one.
Yeah, but they'll make sure everything is accounted for. They know this is a round that's supposed to be theirs, and Down shuts down the threat. Trying their luck through the smoke. Will they not clear this corner again? Shush. Good for it. So the double digits will be reached first. Been very hard to separate these 2 teams on Inferno. Nice find. Nico saves nothing. The Deagle. The sidearm upgrade found.
Feels like a 4th map is brewing here. And remember, again, it feels like we're just touching on something that nobody can possibly measure. But that's the entire point. If G2 lose a map, it'll be the first map they've lost in Katowice, the first map they've lost this year. We don't know how they're going to respond to that. They're 9 straight right now on Inferno. We do not know what type of mental dread for somebody, especially like Nico, who has been here 3 times before and failed at this final hurdle 3 times.
Tantalizing prospect for Heroic. And a juicy nade. jabbi executed by JKS. He revealed himself on the spray. How much info?
He's been left alone here. He's been left alone. Ooh, the timing. Almost overstayed his welcome there, the young gun. That would have been a freebie right back. And look at the pressure. Oh, he's heard this. He's heard this. JKS has no idea.
Just trying to make haste towards the pit. Does get spotted out. Info absent. Oh, and HooXi, a big frag back onto Stown. Sjuush trying to take him down. Damage inflicted. Sjuush still standing. Trying to poke and prod for a gap.
m0NESY's orbs here.
Yeah, I wouldn't fancy his chances. Hoping to pull, perhaps. A little bit of distraction. Oh, m0NESY! Even when he's caught out, he's too good.
What?
Looking the other way. And more for him to play with. m0NESY wiping the slate clean from that first half. He's been hitting some bangers now. A prodigy in the server tonight.
What was that? What did he see?
It's not just what he saw, what he heard, what he felt.
Oh, I want to see that one again.
Just a mad reaction shot. I mean, this kid's lived nearly half of his life in Counter-Strike.
It's wild.
That's a stat. That's crazy.
And he could have been going down as a trade kill very early on in this one here. So the tug of war continues.
So you're looking away. Bang. TeSeS unable to provide the frag, and cadiaN obliges for another. Yeah, you'll see it again. Slow that one down. Perfect to the center of mass.
Felt like he was so overexposed there as well. I guess not. This is going to be the second time out for Heroic here. We mentioned the coach exists. He's been here before. Familiar with the grand final stage, especially in Katowice. Part of that legendary NIP, 87-0. Well, G2 on the other side, they're setting a couple of records of their own. I don't think they'll ever chase that down. Started today 19 straight. We find 21 on the trot now for G2. Want to make it 22 without dropping a single map. 6 rounds away from getting this done in 3, but Heroic, they've definitely got something to say.
And aggression is on the menu, folks. Damage both ways. And Heroic have seen enough.
Oof. Likely able to establish there's 3 players in Banana here. Flashing in, fighting through.
Oh, good flash from HooXi. Traces onto Sjuush. Spotted him out, cannot find the frag. It's Nico that's wanting more, and that's TeSeS with a freebie. A huge frag. to slow down this G2 roll.
G2 have to do something right now. They have hardly any nades right now to defend with. We still have 1:12 on the clock. They have to do something proactive here. They're just going to swing on out into the fight. Hooksy. Oh, I don't think he was expecting anything there. Does grab one back. The pressure now over towards A, mounting.
Oh, it's on Monacy. And TeSeS baits the shot. They're running
Apartments!
down. Does get in. Apartments doesn't find him either. And jabbi just gets away from JKS. This is all hanging in the balance. cadiaN, has he slipped the net?
They don't know he's here. They don't know at all.
He's calling for his boys. He's going to get these frags.
Dead to rights.
Oh, they're going to be so mad. Hootsy, a passing glance. And cadiaN reveals himself. Now the trade is... Oh! Hunter loses his head, and cadiaN loves that one.
Shakes that one off. That was pressure. That was pressure right there. Making a play to win them around right here, and that is 11. The save has to be on for Monacy and JKS. But so does the hunt, so does the pressure. This isn't going to stop just yet. Take a look, constricting any movement here. jabbi, he's already up close and personal.
They could lose it all. Fighting to defend their right to bear arms in round 22.
Down can molly this pit position. They can wait for this. There's no rush.
Oh, that molly. Destined for glory. JKS forced wide. Prime picking. Zoe defends. Takes down jabbi. Stown not brave enough to try again. Goes late, and JKS holds on.
Important to save this rifle here. Not a whole lot of cash right now for G2 to work with. They should probably take a timeout of their own right now to have this conversation, because Financial Squalor, it's in play here. And this banana biff, there was so much utility used on both sides of the server there. I think we had hardly anything for either of them to work with, and we had 1 minute and 10 left on the clock. But that one from cadiaN, that's a captain's round right there. You can see, understanding the pressure that they're applying right here. It will just be one saved AWP, one M4, and we've seen this one before. cadiaN on the log, sits him down.
In the head-to-head. Too quick for Monacy. cadiaN, a big opening. Hunter trying to weasel past them as it ships in the night. They are through. And Hunter doing crazy things! The double kill! Gives G2 a chance. A little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Wait, hold up. Look at Stown. Look at how much space he has.
They can't rotate back.
All this space is taken here. I don't think they'll be ready for this. There's no way. Hooksy clears tight.
There's no way.
They can smoke off CT here. Shush has one available. This is looking great. Hooksy into the jaws.
Hook, line, and sinker. Threat neutralized. The Stown extends. Catches JKS. Long-range pickings. That is gonna be 12. And jabbi wants to take it all away. Nico trying to maintain his M4. It is the finest of margins that can determine these rounds, and so holding on to this M4 would be welcome.
What a moment for the Heroic players to step up with some massive plays here. cadiaN's moves, Downs in the back-to-back. I know it was against a lighter buy, but they're in trouble, and trouble comes Nico's way. His name in Katowice has been jabbi, the trouble for everybody, the top, the tippy top of the stats, and he'll just get a nice clean one there to close things out. This is now a 2-round lead that Heroic have accrued here, and in that washing machine, that's where you're going to find yourself if you are a bit of a G2 fan. This was great from Hunter, but he was on his own, and as they scampered back, he gets this double kill. They don't commit. They have all this space, but they don't know. They know that JKS is still alive. They don't know where he is. Is he B? Is he pit? Well, they assumed he was hunkering down, and they didn't need to worry because Stown was ready to clown, and this is massive now for the Danes.
And that conversation rears its ugly head again. Has this undefeated G2 squadron on their run to the Katowice Grand Finals met their match on Inferno?
Huge gap in this here. They're just going to waltz into the B-bomb site. There's no reason
No
not
one
to.
there.
Yeah, this is a whole bunch of these missed smokes. We've seen this throughout the playoff stage. You can see that defines the pressure. Nico's footsteps heard. He's about to get a rude shock.
Yeah, that smoke implies he has no idea. It's down, jumps into the jaws of Nico. A perfect frag, takes him down, and the rest, I think, is already said and done.
And this map might be too. Heroic have found a different gear. They found another level right now. We're never going to count them out of this series. It didn't matter that G2 had that 2-0 start.
But yeah, the question you raised, an interesting question, a conundrum. Has G2 forgotten what losing feels like? Hooksy. On to Stown, a nice weapon upgrade if he's brave. There's still a couple of those investigating heroic members. They want to take some stuff away. The booster should have everything to say. Lovely from JKS. Likely draw the line in the sand there. Up to 13, 3-round lead. Only 3 required to secure Ancient.
This is the type of game, if you're G2, we don't know how the rest of these maps are going to play out. That's assuming we make it a little bit further, but you reflect on this will be in your absolute nightmares. You return to the second round of play in this map, running up mid into a full eco, giving it away, allowing Heroic to go on a streak of 6 rounds. They set up their CT side there. That is where Heroic were able to get their lion's share. Just 2 more in sporadic fashion. And another timeout here from G2. Hooksy can drop, the buy is available, but they're starting to come into problems now. They're going to have to dig deep here if they want to ward away Heroic and get this one done in 3.
I mean, there is something quite poetic about it being done in 3, considering the history.
Honestly, only 8 kills to his name thus far. Hasn't been able to have the most amount of impact in this game. The youngest on the stage here.
Let's get this party started. As cadiaN looks to lead with the AWP in his hands this round. Bomb on his back and a boost established. The crossfire's leaning 3 towards A.
Yeah, if we zoom out here, it makes a lot of... Hold up a second. Let's zoom in for a moment. jabbi immediately. Minute 30 on the clock has so much space to apply pressure, but not only that, if you try and rotate back from that long side into sight, he will lop your head off every day of the week here. So this smoke would normally reposition a long player, but Hooksy will hang around. He has Hunter forward of it. He has 2 teammates over towards that porch side as well. Very fortunate here that he hasn't rotated into the jaws of jabbi. They put the faith in Nico again. Last round towards B. Lost track of things. 60 points of health, back of the site, only a smoke, pressure coming his way. Surely he's going to be screaming. He can hear these footsteps, a long smoke again.
If jabbi can get away. Oh, Hunter strafes to his demise. Trade from m0NESY denied. Heroic meet Hooksy. 1 back. Advantage held. Nico trying to play around the gaps, down aware. A re-smoke CT, but everyone that meets TeSeS is bested. Nico back to the side, trying to hold on for everything he's worth. But the round converted.
And masterfully done here. All of those little details of pulling out the information. So Nico at that point, banana presence, they've got car, I need help, somebody rotate. Well, if we want information, we have to look somewhere. And they denied that long side. Hunter was ahead of the smoke, he had to play first. Steps into the jaws, loses his life. They feed again, m0NESY. Another death in that column. And now 14 for Heroic now. The loss bonus only 2,900 into that next round of play. It feels like G2 are going to have to take a partial investment here. Oh. And then they're going to have to try and run it 5 straight to get to overtime. Heroic are back in business.
JKS trying to hold on to the rifle just in time. We're sent back to spawn, but as we've highlighted, Heroic with the opportunity to disrupt.
This is the conversation right now if you're G2. JKS can drop a rifle, m0NESY and Hunter can buy their own. Hooksy into an MP9. But Util is going to be not full across the board, and we know just how much is required here for the banana control. Nico, at least he's got a molly of smoke. They're going to start 3 towards B, so they can really stretch that with Hunter's presence here as well. But this is fast. They're rushing. MAC-10s, they're not going to stop. This is the uppercut.
They're looking to knock him out. Knock him for 6. Just charging in. The double. Overlooked perhaps is Hooksy. That's the bomb, but only the one. Heroic. As G2 put everything on the line, it's up to m0NESY and JKS to kick up a fuss.
What a call.
I mean, come on, to
What a
charge
call.
straight up the guts of Banana.
That's knocked him out here. I spoke about the finances, the idea that they took that type of buy. They hedged 3 towards B, 15 regardless. And again, it's the max loss bonus, sure, but look at this. They just melt. They don't look for Hooksy. That doesn't matter. They don't need him. Shush. Massive stuff from him. He's been quiet throughout this one, and the frustration's starting to mount. Take that one into the break, boys.
The flash combination as well. You saw that first death for G2. You were blind in the Molotov and being rushed on.
This is the grit that Heroic have earned, have grown into. They've been the enemy of the state here in the Counter-Strike world over the last couple of years, but there's one thing that you can't argue with, there's one thing that you can't deny, and that's winning. And if they want to change that conversation, another trophy here, you throw that one on top of the 4 finals. You talk about the major final. This team, they've been beaten down, not just in the server.
G2, 5 deaths away from tasting defeat for the first time here in Katowice. NiKo still happy to bring the fight to Banana. Heroic, they were already posturing. m0NESY and JKS have not been able to keep a lid on their attempts into A. No time like the present. m0NESY confirms. Body's there, great nade, lots of damage. m0NESY built upon it. Damage inflicted onto him. Will slink back into the site with the man advantage. And jabbi hoping he can catch him on the cross back, a big frag back. Claws Heroic into the A site. Hunter will take the space. And Hooksy quaking in his boots, 12 HP, what's the man to do? Warding on the cross, good damage into Shush. Somehow still alive and kicking. As they will occupy the CT spawn. 40 seconds, Heroic. Take a moment, cut noise. Seeds of doubt sown as Hooksy's found. "20 seconds. Hunter, this cut of noise has got him nervous, apprehensive. 19 seconds though. There is grounds that G2 can destabilize if they can find that bomb carrier. cadiaN being escorted into the site now. These frags worth everything for G2. Both filling the feed, JKS and Hunter. He can't plant and he can't win. As Hunter and JKS say we play again.
Oh, you got to take a question mark about some of these moves from G2. m0NESY in the site, pinned, happy to step across, gets taken out. Hooksy as well, trying to jump, thinking he can make that leap on 12 points of health here. Giving over a couple of gifts. Heroic, I feel like it's only going to be a matter of time before they get this one done, holding on by their fingertips right now. It's that combo of Hunter and JKS, the safest pair of hands in the server here.
42 frags between those two. From different corners of the globe, united in a common goal. And so close to glory. But every good story has your hero start to doubt. Start to question. The path to glory is never easy. And Heroic find their voice in the Hall of Heroes just in time.
It's just going to be a B pounce here, and this B bomb site, it's been rough. It's been more than rough. They're pushing in.
NiKo, so blind, perfect flashes. The beginning, perhaps of the end, as Shush leaps into Hooksy's brain with that MAC-10. Hopeless. On the retake, G2. Try as hard as they might, Shush fighting tooth and nail to do what no team has done before in Kato. Records may have been made. It's Heroic that will stop them in their tracks. Only m0NESY and Heroic show life in this grand final.
Heroic by name, Heroic by nature, taking down the undefeatable right here. Now they know what it feels like to lose. And is that the Danes getting themselves back in this series? A Herculean effort. They haven't given up just yet. They're not done. cadiaN won't allow it.